I had that light bulb moment that I have to be involved in this. Forget the rat race, forget the materialistic things back at home.
And how's Steve's Thai?
Very basic. Terrible. After 20 years.
We called the number, somebody came, opened up, and as we left and we were driving back to Bangkok, we were signing the contract. I live in Cham, in just north of Hua Hin, about 180 kilometres south of Bangkok.
Where are you from originally, Steve?
I'm from Coventry, right in the middle of England, about as far from the sea as you can possibly get.
So you're living permanently in Siam, or?
I am now, yeah. I've been kind of spending the last 18 months between Bangkok and Cham, but for the last couple of months I've been here full time.
And what were you doing back in Coventry before you came over here?
Before I came to Thailand, I was working in marketing and advertising sales for newspapers, magazines, that sort of thing, which was driving me absolutely insane. The rat race thing, 9 to 5, it was killing me. It was hard work. Good money, but it was hard work.
How many years do you do that for?
I did that for about 8 years, and then I took a sabbatical. I took 6 months off my job and went traveling the world. The first 3 months of that, I stayed in Thailand and I was volunteering over here, and that completely changed my life.
You fell for Thailand.
Big way, yeah. I came over, very, very long story short, but I came over here as a volunteer with a small NGO that was owned by a Brit, and me and him got on very, very well. I was working up in Surin with elephant villages, elephant communities. We were decorating schools, we were farming, building fish ponds and all sorts of very rural farming type work. And it was living with these people in wooden houses in the middle of nowhere, where I had that light bulb moment that I have to be involved in this. Forget the rat race, forget the materialistic things back at home. I needed to be here doing this, working with elephants, working with these communities, because they were the best people on earth.
Bit different than Coventry, yeah?
You could say that, yeah. It was it's chalk and cheese. It really was. But it was. I could bore you to tears with the amount of stories I've got about experiences and being around families who have nothing, but they were the happiest people that I've ever met. And it was just being around that positivity, 24/7 positivity that made me think hard and deep about what I was doing and where I was going, and I just thought I've got to get out of that. Unfortunately, I got a job with the NGO, so I carried on my travels, and then because my background is sales, he wanted me to be the UK contact for people who wanted to come to Thailand and volunteer as I'd done it, and that went very, very well. So he ultimately then said, would you like to come and try doing that role here in Thailand? Obviously the time zone is an issue, but if I was prepared to work UK times here in Thailand, I could do so. And that's what I did 21 years ago.
So you've been here 21 years?
21 years now, yeah. Yeah.
And you've never been back?
I've been back. Obviously, I miss my friends, my family. I miss good fish and chips. I miss the football and a beer in the afternoon on a Saturday. Other than that, I have no other desire to go back to the UK. When I first moved to Thailand, I lived here in Cham for the first 2 years. We were working from my friend's home, small little village just outside of Cham. We built the business to such a level that I was commuting between here and Bangkok every Friday night, to the point where I just said, this is silly. I should be based in Bangkok. And so 18 years ago, I left Cham, went to Bangkok, helped set up the business there, a more substantial business, and then grew that for a few years. And then he decided to take that business in a different direction, which didn't sit right with me. And so I went out on my own, started my own experiential travel business, and did everything from there. So an experiential travel business is where people would come to Thailand, they'd join various projects that were set up by the government. So we would supply labor, we'd supply financial support, that sort of thing to the projects. And then once they finish that work, we take them on a 1 week or a 2 week adventure around Thailand. So they're traveling, but they're also experiencing as well. And I had that business then for a few years. That business then, I kind of redesigned it, and I brought in a couple of business partners, and we grew that business then to huge. We were operating in 17 countries. We had 197 staff, I think. I was more involved with the operations, so making sure that everything ran smoothly on the ground. My partners ran the marketing and the sales side of things. And we built that business up to around 7,000 customers a year would come to all of the countries that we were operating in. But then we figured out that the company is actually losing money. It was paying ridiculous amounts in advertising that I had no idea. I knew nothing about this. They were doing things, trying to shield me from it. So again, a long story short, I decided I'm going to leave this company and take the operations element away from what's going on. And they took the marketing and the sales side away, and they then hired my company to run things on the ground for them once the customers arrived.
So you still got the company in Bangkok now?
Still got the company in Bangkok, yeah. That's being run by the team that are there. We've got a team of 13 up there now. And they can manage without me. The role that I have in the company, I can do remotely. I can do from anywhere. They run the operations, they run the finance and all that side of it. I deal with inquiries, any kind of sales, that sort of stuff. But I can do that once I finish my normal or my 9 to 5 here. I can then go home and I can jump on that when I need to.
So what made you decide to come down to Chatham?
Well,
because you run a coffee shop down here now.
Yeah, there's the coffee shop element to it. But what I really enjoy, what we used to do a lot of weekends, we would come down to Chatham anyway, because Chatham is probably one of the reasons that I fell in love with Thailand. I lived here for 2 years. It's such a quiet, sleepy, friendly, approachable place. It's affordable. And so there's always a little bit of my heart was here. So we'd come down very often at weekends. My wife and I love coffee. And so a couple of years ago, we were just driving along the beach and we saw that where our coffee shop was available. So we stopped the car, we called the number, somebody came, opened up, and as we left and we were driving back to Bangkok, we were signing the contract. And we just thought, if we don't do it now, we're never going to do it. So we just decided, let's do it. And we did it. And
like impulse, huh?
Yeah,
impulse
absolutely.
Decision.
It was one of those things where, looking back, perhaps we should have thought about it a little bit longer. But it's my therapy. Because having been in Bangkok 18 years, my blood pressure is up here. That city is growing at an exponential rate and the infrastructure's struggling. And so even taking the kids to school can be a 3-hour round trip. And their school's 8 kilometers from our front door. And so I've grown to hate Bangkok, and I never ever thought I would. So I thought, I've got to leave. So I'm now down in Chatham full time, running the coffee shop and doing bits and pieces for the travel company as well.
Tell us about the location here, because it's right opposite the beach.
The location it's perfect, really. There's one main road from the highway to the beach, and that main road stops directly at our front door. And then you've got Chatham Viewpoint, where whenever there's a festival, that's the epicenter of the festival. And so passing trade is always walking past our shop. So it's a busy shop. It's a busy shop, and it's 20 meters from the beach. So it couldn't be a better location, really.
Yeah, and what kind of, do you do food here as well as coffee or drinks?
We do the usual sort of light snacks, wraps, toasties, homemade cakes, vegetable curries with rice. We're not a restaurant. We're a coffee shop that sells snacks and cocktails and things like that. So the main kind of focus for us was coffee comes first, as it does. The minute I wake up, coffee comes first. But we also sell beers. But we're not a bar. We're a classy joint that sells cocktails, that sells beers. If people want to go and party, there's a small party street. But if you just want to enjoy a beer and a view of the sea, then you can come here, sit on the deck, and
absolutely
watch the world go by. Yeah.
So what time do you open and close?
We open 8:30 in the morning, and we close usually around 7 o'clock in the week, and then maybe a little bit later, 8 or 9 o'clock at the weekend. It just depends on the passing trade. There's no point staying open if there's nobody out. So we let the people tell us how long we're going to stay open.
Do you get a lot of foreigners coming into here, or is it?
Yeah, it's mostly foreigners. And we've been told by some of the locals that they're put off by the fact that when they look in, they see foreigners and they're a little bit kind of shy on that. So we want to attract more Thais. We speak English, Thai, and Chinese in the shop. So we've got those bases covered. And I can speak a little bit of Thai, enough Thai to work with Thai only speaking customers, but they see me and they do get a little bit kind of concerned that I'm not going to understand them. There's going to be some kind of mistake. But I've been here long enough now to understand really what they're after.
And how long has this been open, the shop?
We opened December the 7th, 2024. So coming up for 18 months.
Okay. And business-wise, how's it going? Is it
It's
ups and downs?
The first year was tough, but I'm in that lucky situation where I've got another company that can support it. And so we knew that the first year, it was all about building our name, building a relationship with the community. And now I think we're at the point where we've done that. And somebody described our shop a week or so ago as a landmark. And I thought that's exactly what I want the shop to be. I want people to talk about us as, oh, you know, Karma. Yes, and that's us.
So I noticed downstairs when I walked in, there's like a big charity sign saying you've raised a lot of money for charity.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit.
Yeah, so
Steve.
I've always been, whilst I've been in Thailand, I've always been involved with helping other people and really putting their needs before mine, hence the name of the shop. And when we came here, we had a short list of projects, local projects that we wanted to support as a local business. And for the first 6 months, I think it was 6 to 8 months, our coffees were free. We asked people to make a donation. So you could have paid 10 baht for a cappuccino. 50% of that donation went to support the local hospital. 50% went to support our running costs. And the hospital approached us and asked if we could help raise 80,000 baht to buy an electronic defibrillator machine. They only had one at Chatham Hospital. The average age of the community here in Chatham is fairly old. They're the kind of community that really would help you by using one of those, by having one. So we committed there and then to helping them by that. And we've raised about 45,000 baht now. We donate regularly to the hospital. And then once we've raised that for the hospital, we will then perhaps look at doing something with the local school. They want sports equipment, sport kit for the kids. But there's lots of needy projects around here because it doesn't really benefit from having Hua Hinges down the road. It's very sort of self-sufficient community. And so there are a lot of people who are struggling. And within the shop, everything that we sell is locally sourced or worst, it's Thai sourced. So we do whatever we can to support local businesses or Thai businesses. So even the things like the alcohol, we use a Thai importer. So that was always very important for us, was to make sure that we helped as many people as we could. And we committed to it and we stuck to our word and we did it.
I was born in southern of Thailand, Nakhon Si Thammarat.
Oh.
But because my family are all like government officers, so we were assigned to move to Bangkok since I was 7, and the whole education and grew up is in Bangkok.
So you're based in Bangkok Monday to Friday, huh?
I'm based everywhere.
Based everywhere.
My base would be 3 main cities. Bangkok, because I work there all the time, and the headquarters of the company is there. The main house is there. But I also based in Chonburi and down here in Phetchaburi, Chaam, because my job also dealing with clients for both cities, and they are equally important for me. So like I'm everywhere in the week, but I manage to be here on the weekend or some consultation in the middle of the week if I have to. So business in Bangkok is a travel company that we has been having since 2013. This year, I think it's 16 years. I'm a company director, and I run the registration and license for the business. That has been ongoing for a long time. Up and down, that's the backbone. And then what I have done all along the way is Thailand visa agent. And that was from the business itself. a company director responsible for every activity and every signature. So for me, having a non-Thai passport husband and the kids and the non-Thai passport staff working in the office, I need to understand the law and regulations of what I have to submit and sign to get it right and continue. So when I mentioned earlier that I work in Chonburi, it's because we run a visa department for a joint company, Japanese and Chinese company, car factory. You know, the investor that came to Thailand and have companies and factory. So those are like the clients part as well. And down here, we also run for general visas. You know, of course, retirements, Thai spouse, student, kids, anything to do with living here. Yeah, and then lastly is this place that we consider as home, and that is the retirement, you know, like activities that we do ongoing. So three business, I would say, and that support each other.
I heard you say before you're doing Thai classes in here sometimes now a bit as well.
I do.
Is that something you just started or?
I started 2-3 months already. That was because I feel that, well, we say that this is like community place. This is like friend's house. So when people come to visit Cha'am, they visit us here. I would like them to feel home. I would like them to live here and know that there is a place for them to always go and feel welcome and feel to extend safe, you know, because most of us are the newcomer. And for us, we feel that if it was us, we want to have somewhere that we can, you know, go for. And living in the country, not only adapt for the culture, the tradition, way of life, regulations, and that, it would be good if you have that additional thing that you understand the basic level of language. And that's where we started. And I mean, like people come here, they would chat to people next table anyway. That's just how it works here. They chat with us, they chat with different people in the shop. And I think it's a good thing that the language would not only benefit them in terms of living here, but then that probably expand to the friends network or a community network. And you could maybe exchange some information or some knowledge that when you live here. So I think language is a good thing, and there's no pressure because it's not a paid class. You know, it's a volunteer thing, and I get to spend some time, sit down and relax, and in the environment that people can just have a go of what they think it would make sense, and then you know sometimes have a laugh together. Sometimes we talk about things like that.
And how's Steve's Thai?
Very basic. Terrible. After 20 years living here.
It is tricky. It is tricky. But
Oh,
yeah.
I gave up. I gave up.
You
And
give
I
up
mean,
teaching him.
I did try when we first married. He's a good listener of me mourning. It's difficult. For him, he has so much he has to do, and we are workers, so we work a lot each day. Sometimes it's a bit too much if we try to set that like a routine, like so focused about that. So I just leave it to him to pick up, and maybe he bring it up to talk to the kids or me when he want to know and want to be explained. But with the clients, with people who visit us here, I think, you know, with no pressure, I think it's good for them to have a go. And we actually having people that move to Sha'am interested in trying and attending the class, and then you happen to find someone that live not too far from you, and you know have something in common,
Yeah,
which is
make
a
some
lovely
friendships
thing.
as well, not only learning Thai.
Yeah, it's a lovely
like connection.
thing.
Yeah.
ใช่ใช่ค่ะ
What do you think about you were just saying about the air quality here? Is it pretty good year round?
I would say 80% in a year. As we sit here on the app, usually green. Worst case would be in January, you know, February,
Where
that you get a little bit of the next level up, but it's inland because Phetchaburi and near Sha'am we have got the mountain as well. So sometimes it trap the pollutions, but it's not long, and then it will go away. So I would say most of the time it's lovely. It's cleaner. Steve used to have a lot of respiratory problem, like the cough and bronchitis and stuff like that. Because we live in Bangkok and he ride motorcycle to city and out, but here you don't get that at all, and he can do outdoor sport as well. So that is the indicator of what we see.
What's happening with because I've heard now there's a lot on the news now about the 60-day visa gone to 30 days now. It's changed over.
Huh.
Is that implemented now? Or?
You have to wait for this to go to get the Royal Gazette.
Okay, so it's not
paper.
implemented properly yet.
Not yet. I'm expecting sometimes probably mid-June, because
Okay.
after implement in the Royal Gazette, it is another 15 days before effective. So the government try to inform people in advance so they can prepare, they can adjust. But to be honest, this is not the first time. Everything that change, they always give you some period of time to adjust accordingly. And for me, it doesn't stop you traveling in terms of, okay, I got this paperwork, this approval, I can go or I cannot go. It's not like that. It's just about how long you could be here and how do you manage your stay. If you want to stay longer, which you have time to do some research. It is actually for me the same thing. The number of days are the same, but how we approach it is different this time. It's like petrol price, we mourn about, oh, so expensive right now, but we still drive car right now after a month of what happened. So we will understand it later.
I just want to say a massive thank you to Steve and Pai for the interview today. And if you're planning to move to Thailand, I've set up a direct connection email below. Pai and her team here have had over 15 years of experience on the ground here in Thailand, and they can help you with visas, housing, healthcare guidance, and even things like pet relocation if needed. So if you'd like help getting started, just email the team directly below and mention that you came through the video. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you on the next one, guys.